Alright, what's good, guys? It is currently 5:43 a.m. Hence why I look and sound like a zombie. But just running with the 5:30, sort of 6 a.m. my time starts with the market, coincides for about 3 p.m. New York time. It's usually a reversal setup at that time, and the market is just actually moving insane that we're at 1.23%. So I think we're going to target the daily volume imbalance before spilling to the downside. Basically, just wanted to give you a snapshot of where we're at. So we've got 5 accounts funded with Lucid trading. Just hit day 2 of 5 today. If we sign in here, did manage. So I'm just aiming for $1,000 per day on these accounts. I think max payout is 2K. So nothing crazy, but with 5 accounts, obviously 10 bands, it's definitely something. By God's will, hopefully we can hit that. We did manage to hit our $1,000 target on these accounts today. Crazy jump up. Top step, we did actually get paid out. I thought it was going to be a little bit less, but I think with the new dashboard, the first 10K is 100%. So we got 100% of these 2 accounts, and then 90% of these 2. So 19K USD, which was paid out last week. So super blessed with that. And then we are running with some new accounts. I did lose these accounts, unfortunately. Honestly, I expected it. I was just so stoked after that payout. But yeah, we've got 4 accounts again. I'm trying the consistency challenge for 3 of these. You see 3 of these are linked together. Basically, you can get paid out in 3 days if you just follow your consistency. It's pretty much what I'm already doing. So just aiming for $1,000 every 3 days, aiming for about 1.5K withdrawal every 3 days per account, which would be pretty nuts. I'm just seeing whereabouts we are right now. Basically, and then we have this one last account. So I locked myself out until this morning, which is why I'm filming right now to go through strategy. This is a normal standard funded account, and I want to go a bit heavy on this account, treat it as like a risk on account, and these other ones be a little bit more conservative. You can see I tried to get 5 other combines as well, no bueno. See what sort of position we have on here. What I'm seeing on a higher time frame, we're at this daily volume imbalance right now, which marked this bottom line. If I draw Fibonacci here, we're about 50%, just above 50% actually. 62's all the way there. Let me use the bodies to see if that changes anything. Not really. So yeah, about 50%. Ideally for the day, if we can close back under is what I'm going to be looking for. So we can close under this sort of 342 mark. Then that confirms that we're going to be spilling lower for the rest of the week. Still got a bit to go on the day. We could blast straight through, to be honest, but let's wait and see. I'm going to wait till 3 p.m. or 6 a.m. my time. I'm expecting a bit of a push up. Take out the liquidity that's been built up around here. All of this liquidity, I want this higher taken. We've got a 4-hour CB resting right above that too. So ideally we push up from here or at 6 and then start spilling to the downside as a reversal. So I'm just gonna wait, be patient, and try to jump in on that. Alright, so it's 3 o'clock now. Run you through the strategy that I've been working with. It's pretty much just the M3. That's all you need for this strat. We're just going to wait to see where the first 3 minutes is going to close. If we close bullish, I'm going to take majority off at this 4-hour CB. See if it wants to run higher. If we close bearish, then we've got a long way to come down. Hoping for bears. I'm hoping we can ride this a fair bit down. Aiming for about 2K on this account per day. If a trade wants to run, I'm just going to let it run. This account we're just going to go a little bit heavy with. I'll catch you in a minute and a half and see what we're going to do. Last 10 seconds. Looks like the bulls are going to take hold of this one. Fair bit of volume as well. So we are going to jump in long. And the strategy basically is I'm just going with 3 macros at a time. If we get to $100, then I add in another 3. Or if we close bullish, I add in another 3. Stop loss. I still think we run up to at least here for now, but we'll just wait and see. So $100 or another closure, we're just going to add in. Approaching the last few seconds here, we did spill right back down, and now that we've pushed up pretty significantly, it's pretty telling. So we're going to go pretty heavy on the sides here now. Typically, I wouldn't go this heavy this early on, but based on the reactions, even if we can push up to here and then take this to the downside, that's the main plan. This might have cooked us, I'm not going to lie, but that's all right. But again, just following the rules. And I'm usually going like pretty big size because I'm only trying to get small pieces of moves. I'm not trying to be on the charts for too long. Just adjusting risk as soon as we're adding into our position. So you saw we were here, added in our 10 micros, pushing up just a little bit as well. I'll usually run these accounts pretty much to the ground from day one. Like it's either going to set me up to get a payout or it's not. And I'm completely okay with that. So let's wait and see. Another minute and a half to go. Looking for a closure above this candle's high before I want to add in. We've closed bearish as well, so not doing anything for now. We just want a closure above this previous bullish candle. That's what I use now as confirmation to add in. So usually you want to be in profit to be adding into your position, number one. But then also just from a logical standpoint, if price is higher than where you initially was, it indicates that there is more momentum to keep on going higher. So that's the reason why I want to add in. Usually I'd wait for price to come to a fair value gap and then look to add in. Sometimes it will fail and then price just continues running. Whereas if you're actually adding into your position when price is moving further in that direction, it's just way more confirmation. I don't really see any reason for us to start pulling to the downside here, unless we want to come tap point of control and then continue to push higher. But I think it makes more sense that we take out these highs first and then start spilling to the downside. So we just got to chill, trust in the process, and wait for a closure above 412 to see if we can add in. But until that point, we'll just wait. Might get stopped out here, but we'll just wait and see. It's not looking likely actually that we are going to continue pushing higher here. Just based off this last M3 closure. Usually I've seen this happen. It'll push back up. You get sucked into thinking we're going to break. And then you'll just watch this thing deplete and push to the downside. But I'm just going to wait for the confirmation. Another thing that's elevated my trading at the moment is just literally waiting for the candle to close. Especially in volatile markets that we have right now. Price can look to do something very... It might look seriously certain for majority of the candle, and then the last few seconds it just flips entirely, and then it closes. Because it closes, that's what's stuck in time. Like if you're going to look back in time, you're always going to see that closure, as opposed to right now where it's still up in the air. So just going to wait, really not going to do anything. We haven't moved our position at all. We just have to be a little bit stoic, a little bit patient in all of this, and just recognize that even if we do get stopped out, let's say we close pretty bearish, that gives us enough reason to actually target all the way down here. So it's never a loss, it's just another opportunity. Especially if you're scalping. It's a little bit different if you're on the higher time frames, but yeah, when you're scalping, it's just opportunities on opportunities, which is why I love it. Just switching to the smaller time frames, you can see that we're really struggling to get across the point of control on a 30-second. Gone up here and just really respecting this level quite hard. And with the point of control all the way down here on an M3, probably makes sense that we're going to spill. I'm just going to wait for this closure in case we get a crazy pushback, which we don't. It stopped out, which is fine, but now, as I said, we can look to go short. Stops at the previous M3 candle high. Want to take majority of the position off for point of control here, but I do think this thing can really start to spill to the downside. We're at that daily volume imbalance, so it's actually a pretty decent spot to get in for a short and take us back into the range of where we were. Labeling all of these areas where price can potentially reverse back on us. And this is why I just love no rush to do anything. You can still mark out your trades, and until that time's up, there's really not much else you can do. Obviously, the higher the time frame, the more likely it is that price will respect. So we got a hourly. We do have an hourly in here as well. So because it's on a higher time frame, I'll always use the higher time frame instead. So hourly BCUS thing in here. I think we have hit it actually, pretty much. So we'll wait to see if we reverse from here. Yeah, nice. Still pushing lower. Again, if we get to 100, we're going to look to add into this position. We want to try be a little bit aggressive here. Max loss is probably 1,500 for the day. So we got about $500 to work with. And then we'll probably call it if we get to that point. Pushing, you just saw we tapped 100 on the profit here. Ideally, we'd like to see us push back up into here, and then we'll look to add into the position. Doesn't look like we're going to be afforded that. So we're just going to add straight in here. The 2.9 is ideally where we're looking. So all the way down to this 30-minute BC, if we can get there. about here. Point of control approaching here now with this white line. We really want to see us absolutely rip through that if we can. Stops ideally should still be at this high because we might still come back, fill this in. But the fact that we've closed below here now with volume as well, more than when we opened up, I do think bears are going to be in control now. So just want to ride this out until the market closes. I think we're going to push back into the range from here. Obviously, want to take off a fair bit here. Point of control potentially as well. Probably just adjust stops to break even if we can get down a point of control. We'd be expecting buyers to step in around here. We'll just wait and see for now. Decent position. Shifting down to a lower time frame now. Obviously at this 1 minute busy, just why we're struggling to get a little bit lower, but even on a M3 as we discussed, so around that sort of 375 level. We'd be expecting more buyers to step in. If we can close below here, we're going to look to add into a position, which we do. So just going to wait to see momentum to the downside before we add in. Otherwise we could pull back. Beautiful. It's enough for me. And so just keep on adjusting this to about 3K. Ideally, if we can take this low, that would be mint. Let's just keep monitoring. If we get to this point of control, we're probably going to adjust our stops to here because buyers might want to take this back up. We'll take a small loss and then look to see if we can get a better entry here. So I think what I'm trying to do with my trading is the days where I blow up my accounts is because I'm expecting this number to be hit. The days that I do all right is when I'm expecting and protecting this to be hit. So if I can just focus on this, that's what I can control, managing how much I'm going to lose. You can never really control your TP. This could absolutely blast through and it can come all the way down here and it's a 10K day. But as long as you're just protecting this, you will be fine. You'll be profitable. So that's my focus. Point of control approaching again, and just having if this then that plans ahead of time. I think that's another thing that will really help elevate your trading. So if we hit this level, then we're going to adjust our stops, anticipating a bit of a pushback, which adds up, especially when you're in this much drawdown. I've just realized there's no point getting stressed out. This takes time, like being down $900 on day one of your funded account. There we go. That point of control. Going to adjust our stops here. You can obviously see that reaction. That's why I have these levels marked out. If the momentum is strong enough, we should blast through this, and this becomes our support. We should blast through this, close below, and then the next candle. If we can get down to about the 6.9 level or the 60 level, using this as support, we'll add another 5 micros. And then hopefully it will just be like at this low that we're targeting. But decent so far. Just going to wait, see what the market wants to do. Shifting to an M1 now. Just want to be aggressive with the stops here. Decent push to the downside. For now, just got to wait for the candle to close really to make any inferences. But ideally want a closure below this point of control, as we said, and then using that as a bit of support. It's a nice push down through. Getting stopped out is never really a negative thing. It's just another opportunity, and you got to see it as that. I think that's what's really helping me at the moment. But where I'm still struggling and I need assistance is when then my emotional brain kicks in and it's like, I cannot cope with this many losses. I can take 1, 2, 3 losses at a time. I took that $600 loss earlier and then I locked myself out for 16 hours. That was in the morning. I took the loss and I was like, nothing conducive is going to happen right now. Let me try come back in 16 hours, which is now. If I had taken that loss straight away as I took the other negative 600 losses, that's when I'm on tilt mode. It's like, I got to get it back. I start sizing up and then the account's blown. Switching this 1 minute here. Got a minute to go on this M3. The closure is really important because in this last minute we could snap back. We'll move to break even now. It's a winning trade already. I know we're down on the day, but to be in the green and work every trade like this, you're in a pretty decent position to be making money from the market. And this is also why I love trading with big size, because you're not needing these massive moves where news can come out and all of a sudden your position's flipped. Recouped most of our loss for the day. Again, I just want that closure, and then we're looking to add in if we can come here, use the point of control support now. We might not get up there, to be honest. The pressure might just continue spilling us down, which I'm not going to complain with. Just watch what happens when we get here. I usually find that M15 timeframes are really well respected. To be honest, this looks like a decent spot. Taking out the liquidity here, pushing for these lows, and ideally rebounding here if we are going to go back long. That makes sense. But also, because we've tapped in on some pretty high time frame levels, that daily volume imbalance, no closures above that level as well, we could well and truly actually spill and erase all of this. So we're in a good position. I think short definitely is a play, especially after last week's closures as well. We are in profit right now, not pretty much break even, I should say. We're at this level for a 3 minute busy, which is going to be pretty interesting just to see what the market wants to do here. This doesn't exist. As Warren Buffett says, until you realize a profit, it's not profit right now. Floating profits are never profit. So let's get that out of your head. This is the profit that we have right now, $47 really. Anticipating to break these levels just based on a higher time frame analysis that we've just done. So we just got to really be patient and let this one play out. Alright, M15 closure. Interesting spill right off the bat on the 6:30 time. Probably going to shift to the lower time frames now as we are starting to make a move. Maybe our stops really just down to here on this hourly. Busy, nice spill to the downside. So on the M3, we're approaching this level right here. Honestly, could, if I wanted to, just get out of here and take the $200 for the day and just have it as a winning day. But again, just based on higher time frames, I do think, and until I see a crazy amount of volume switching back to the bullish side, which we are seeing right now. So I'm just going to adjust. Look to take at least half of this position off. Just seeing this happen a lot, especially when you see that volume step in. You got to be careful on a lower time frame because this looks massive, but then you zoom out to a 1 minute and you can see that, like, where's the bullish momentum on a 1. So the 30 can be really deceiving. I've been faked out a lot of times with that, being like, oh, we're reversing, look at this volume and we got a swing failure. You've always got to reference it to a higher time frame, otherwise you're going to get yourself out prematurely. Another thing that helps is adjusting your stop loss. Just keep dragging this thing down. I think that's probably the most game-changing thing that I've done so far, is just let your stop do the work. Too many times I've taken myself out just to watch the market absolutely rip through. So we'll just be patient. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. We've at least recouped more than what we were before we got to the session. So that's important. Looks like we want to start pushing from here. I still think we're going much lower, to be honest. I think this is just buyers trying to save this move up that we've seen, but I really want this to be inverted. We haven't even got to the bottom of this busy yet, so I still think we could push lower from here. There's a really bad stop right above the liquidity here at point of control. Stop really should be here, but I just don't want to give up, especially with volume stepping in on an M3. But again, high time frame. It's nice to be able to document my thoughts as this is happening. No one really knows at this point, and all you can do is manage your position. I'm expecting for these levels to be ran through, but if we have 3 failed attempts, so if we try and push lower here again, and then we get these 2 candles that we've seen bullish again, that'll be enough for me. I'll take myself out. The momentum to get lower isn't there, and that's fine. Even if it wants to spill after, we can just look to get back in. We'll at least take whatever profit we're sitting at the time. Let's see if we can hit this 2K day. It would be a nice turnaround. Also keeping in mind that busies aren't just the wick of the candle, it will actually spill to the body too. So this whole range is the busy right now. We could turn around at any of these points. As you can see here, we just hit the bottom. We're getting some momentum back. But I think based on everything that we're seeing, especially after 2 attempts to go higher, and then sellers are still pushing this down, unless we see a bullish candle in the next one, we will adjust our stops here. But the spill down continues. Looks like we're pushing past this level, but again, this is an M3 busy, so could go to M3 time frame. We could still have a massive buyback for all of this. We at least are going to be up. I don't even know what that is from 9. Be about 150 if we can hit here. We'd obviously love for us to go all the way down, but if price wants to stop at this level, it is what it is. I do think because we've broken past on our M1 now, we've actually closed below here, that it would make sense for us to keep on spilling. But at least we're at break even for the day, and I think that was what we set out to achieve from the start. I'm happy with that, man. Happy with that. Can't be too greedy. Again, it's the M3. That's the time frame that we really want to watch. I'd really like us to push back down, see if we can close around the low of this candle. But yeah, see with the bissies, it will take this whole range. It's not just the wick here. Flipping bullish here. which isn't looking good. But again, we've got 15 seconds to go. More than likely, we are actually going to push higher from here. Looks like we're respecting this M3. Stopped out, up $81, down from 900. I can't complain. Might honestly call it. I just want to try and maybe push for the 150. So at least it counts for a winning day. It'd pretty much just take today as a break-even day. But let's just wait. Yeah, okay. We really wanted to respect that M3, which is crazy. I would like us to continue going lower. So we're at the 1 minute VWAP. We're at the 3 minute point of control here. So let's wait and see. Maybe we spill up into here, take out this liquidity that we were talking about before, and then look to go lower. That was it. 372. Yeah, pretty much at this point, we're going to try just a small position here. Because ideally, we've hit this daily volume imbalance. That's the main thing that's making me want to go on this short position. We get to 100, we look to add in. This is just how I restart with positions. Hardest thing is like being in a really big position size and then having to go back down to 3. But you just have to recognize this is what you need to do to play it safe, really. We're at 100, we're going to add into our position. You go crazy for big size to get back to where you were, and then the market moves a little bit and you've just given up the entire profits that you've worked. So start small again and build back up when the market's showing you that you're right. If we close bearish here, we're going to go pretty heavy on the size. Probably going to keep the same stop, to be honest, because I like that we've respected point of control. Once again here, I think we take all of this, take out this liquidity here as well. Lots of people are going to have their stop losses here that have been going long. So this would be a majority where we want to get out of the position. Wait for a little push back up, maybe even on a smaller time frame. See if we can push up into this gap. Market sell 10 from here. Aiming for about here for our 2K, which is a little bit below this line. We'll see if we can get all the way there. We'll probably look to take off majority here. Limit by 15. If this wants to keep spilling lower, we can go from there. Pretty risky with the size here, to be honest. Like going a bit crazy, which I'm not sure if it's warranted. But just using the M3 that we saw before, point of control, reaction, nice. Let's wait and see. Crazy amount of volume that stepped in. I had to adjust everything on the fly, but looks like we're still respecting this level here. The M5, we had a push above point of control, but you can obviously see we're struggling to get continuation through. We're actually going to add into our position here. Not enough margin, so we're going to sell 4. Stops down here. Looking for pretty much 1928. Beautiful. My main reasoning was I saw the point of control here and then this 5 minute Sibi, which we were gunning for. It happened pretty quick. If we were going to go back to where we started, it is what it is. But now we've got TP right at this liquidity level based off of these reactions. Hourly closure is approaching as well. If we can close a bit bearish and look to fill in some of this, at least take out some of this liquidity. We're going to be adjusting our position pretty quickly. The higher size you have, the more you really want to be conscious with your adjustments. Lower time frame can really help with that as well. Ideally, stops should be here. I don't think we're going to push all the way back up here. As we're going lower, you just want to keep on locking in more and more of your profit, or in this case, minimizing more and more of your loss. We could go break even here, to be honest. The higher time frame is king. At least I'm happy with this. It would be like a $300 loss compared to back to a negative 1,000. There's a little bit of stress coming in now, but that's, yeah, big part of why I love trading. Hey, nice reaction here. Probably going to fill in this M5 right at our entry. Stops should really be at this high, to be honest. Looks like we are gonna run for it a little bit. VWAP resting right here, so we are gonna have to make the adjustment. Just got to make the adjustment, especially on these quick moves. It's more than likely people getting out of their positions here, then looking to reposition. And we could blast through all of this. More than likely, this is what we're anticipating. We're hoping to not go too much past that. If we can start spilling, if we get to this low, we're just going to adjust our stops to this candle. We shouldn't have any reason to push back up unless we just come down, take out the liquidity, and then push back up. So either way, if we come to this low at about 346, we're going to adjust our stops. But ideally, market's going to close pretty soon as well. So it's about to be 4 p.m. I'll just automatically get liquidated. So ideally, if we can get like a nice little spill just before then, would be greatly appreciated. But either way, it's all good. Haven't taken out this low yet. Watching this M3, I do really want to take my stop loss to this high now, to be honest. What is that? It's about $300 down for the day. Yeah, it looks like we want to push. I just don't know where to. 1 minute VWAP still resting right here. I don't know if we want to go for that. Yeah, it's a bit hard right now, especially with the big size, because all of these little moves are just so much in terms of monetary value. I don't like that we've held this, to be fair, but this reaction initially is what's got me thinking we will hold for now. We're at this 5 minutes too, so we can hold here for another minute or so, expecting us to push down below here. So point of control resting right here too. Let's just wait and see. Tapped up into this level. I'm just trying to see at an M5 if we're getting that spill back now. We definitely don't want to go much higher than here. I think if we can, last few seconds here for this hourly, nice push to the downside. Beauty. Let's see where this hourly wants to open. Let's move to try and go to break even back to our sort of 300 level. Just got to be patient with these things. Not gonna lie, heart's pumping a little bit. Just didn't expect so much back and forth before the hour. But nice push to the downside here. A lot of volume stepping in to push us to the downside. We do have this 1 minute civvy though, which I am a little bit cautious of. Ideally, it should be at this high, to be honest, with point of control protecting. We never took out the previous candle high. We should be okay for now. We got an hourly civvy at our entry. But ideally, we can just invert here and push to the downside. I can't lie, I'm pretty tempted to just take myself out of the position here, be up 500 for the day, but I just have a feeling as soon as I take myself out, then the market just spills to the downside. Point of control on a 30-second here. We're approaching that 1 minute civvy spot as well. So hopefully this is the sort of last hurrah for the bulls, man. Just give it up. Alright, stops here. That's us done for. If it hits, we'll at least take the winning day and come back tomorrow. Ideally, I'd like to be up here. We're still going to be down like 200 for the day. Might as well just take the winning day, but God willing, let's see if we can get some selling pressure to take all of this out. Ideally, we're probably going to push up here first before we do that, which is going to suck if we get taken out. But the way the last hour closed, just send it NQ. Decent M5 closure, we've respected this CB here. So hopefully we can keep pushing for these lows. Keep our eyes on the M3 as well. If we get a nice bearish closure, probably look to move stops to this high. I just don't like that there's no wick at the top. We just opened and spilled to the downside. So we'll just wait and see. Still really holding this 3 minute BISI that we highlighted before. I'm probably going to get auto stop soon. We'll just wait and see what happens. And I'm so tempted to just take profit just with the amount of times we're trying to get here and we just haven't. But I'm going to stick to my rules, stick to my plan, let the stop loss do its job and be okay with the fact that it's 150 bucks. It's a green day, man. I gotta just chill, go for a home run every single day. And I think this is just like a psychology thing now for me, where if you don't hit that 2K target, I'm so all or nothing when it comes to life. I see this in every area of my life, man. I've realized I probably have an addictive personality when it comes to alcohol and things like that. I can't just have 1 or 2 drinks. It has to either be 0 or I'm having like 10 or 12. And so for that reason, I just don't drink anymore. A lot of other things, like substances mainly is where it manifests the most obvious, but trading, another example that it has to be 2K or we're blowing the account. I've got to stop thinking like that. It's not helpful. The perfectionist tendency, I guess you could call it. But yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So for that reason, I'm just gonna not do anything. My hands, I'm actually gonna sit on my hands. I'm in fact sitting on them and we're just gonna wait. The market's either gonna close us out, we're gonna get stopped out, or potentially we could run and hit TP. Just wait and see. It looks like we're about to get stopped out. The annoying thing is we are probably just gonna fill this and then still spill to the downside. But again, I'm gonna stick to what we said, not do anything. Super annoying. Wish we had more time, wish we had a bit more drawdown to work with, but it is what it is. Man, if this starts running from here, bro, I'll cry. Let's just wait and see. There we go. Yeah, we'll take it, man. We'll take it. I want to see if I can just take a 1 micro. No, auto rejected. Market is shut. So yeah, maybe it was valid to potentially take ourselves a little bit lower, but to be honest, that's a decent risk to reward to either be 150 bucks up, have a winning day, or this spills from here and we hit 2K. Man, it's like I don't even know what that is. Probably like 8 or 9 risk to reward. I'll take that every day of the week, man. And we're pushing up a lot higher than what I would have anticipated. It's good that we just followed our rules at the end there. I did change my stops. There was definitely an opportunity to take some decent profit, especially as we started moving down to here. It's a winning day, man. $170 on this account. Obviously 1K on all of these accounts. And then the lucid with the 1K here. So all in all, a great day. And this is just what I mean, that I can sometimes get in my head and stuff because we didn't hit that 2K. Today has somewhat been a failure. And I just need to work on that. If anyone has any resources or tips to assist with that, would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for joining me on another trading day. Getting closer and closer to, God willing, another payout. Potential for 2, 3 payouts this week, actually. So we'll just wait and see how we go and keep focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Have a blessed week, guys. Take care. Peace.